Welcome back. Let's discuss functions. A function is a block that can be used whenever called. It can be used several times if called several times. It has the syntax, define, function name, and have our curved brackets. The curved brackets may include one or more arguments and may be empty. Let's have our first example. Let's define a function called greet, have our brackets, have our colon. What will this function do? It will print hello. So have print using the F string between quotations hello and have an exclamation mark. If you call this function, we will call it as such. Greet. We use the name and have our curved brackets here, and let's have a run. It prints hello. If you call it once more, greet, it will print hello 2 times, and so on. We can have an argument here, say name, and on calling the greet, let's have between quotations Sandy. And let's have here Zaki, of course, between quotations. Let's extend our print here to have between our curled brackets name. And let's have a run. It prints hello Sandy, hello Zaki. Let's have more than one argument. Let's say age. So let's have our print hello name. You are between our curled brackets or placeholder, age, years old. Let's have here our second parameter, which will go to age, and also on the second call of the function, let's have our age, say 30. What happens here is that on calling the function, the parameters Sandy and age 20 will be passed to the arguments name and age respectively. Every time we call the function, this happens. So having our run, yes, hello, name, you are age, years old for the 2 calls of the function. We can even have an operation done on any of those arguments. So let's have here age equals age minus 5. And let's have this 30 say, or 33. Let's have our run here. And yes, the new age appears in the print. In our previous video, we had an example on random module. Let's recall it now and convert it to a function, just to be called when required. In our previous example, we had import random, and we had our print try to match your choice with computer choice. It was a game that intended to have a computer choice with a variable computer and a user choice with the variable player. If those 2 variables match each other, then the user wins. The user is the player. Otherwise, the user or the player loses. We have a list of fruits. Both the computer and the player choose from it. The computer chooses randomly one fruit, and the player chooses a fruit to be compared to the computer's choice. We had here a continue game variable equals true. We had a while loop to allow the player to choose more than once inside the same run of the computer program. And we had our if condition. If player equals computer, print you win, else print you lose. We had another variable, choose to continue, which allows the player to choose yes or no. If the player chooses the string n for no, continue game equals false. This variable will be false. So the while loop will end. Otherwise, it will be an infinite loop. Finally, the program prints the computer answer is and prints the computer answer to be declared for the player or the user. We simply can embed all this code inside a function. Let's have it tabbed here to allow our define function. So we have define. Let's call the function game and have our empty brackets here and a colon. In the end, let's simply call the game. So game, our empty brackets. And let's have our run now. Try to match your choice with the computer choice. Enter your choice, orange, apple, or banana. So let's say orange. You lose, which means the computer choice was a different choice. Do you want to continue? Let's say yes. Enter your choice. Let's say apple. You lose again. So let's have a no to get out. The use of having a function here is that we allow the program to avoid computing all this code unless it is called here, game. This ends with our function, which has the syntax of define function name and may have one or more arguments or no arguments at all.